hours, running into another would-be killer. Mom's phone rang. She glanced at it and hit connect. "Hello, Oren. Yes, we're looking for a spot now. Side entrance? That's probably a good idea. We'll drop him off there. Thanks." She hung up and turned to Dad. "Oren says we should go to the side entrance. Go up a street and you'll find an alley that leads to the service door. He's waiting there." Dad made no comment, simply pulling back out of the parking lot and following Mom's direction until they reached an open area at the rear of the station, the only occupants of which were a pair of overloaded dumpsters and the flies that lived in them. A single door marked Employees Only was situated in the center of the station wall. The glamorous life of a wizard. Conryu climbed out of the car and pulled his suitcase from the trunk. The stink from whatever was rotting in the dumpsters almost knocked him over. Mom was on the phone again, and a moment after she hung up, Mr. Kane opened the door for them. "Best say your goodbyes here. The platform's going to be awfully crowded." Mom grabbed him in a bear hug and kissed his forehead. "Be careful and do your best. This is a great honor, even if it's one you didn't seek. Write me every week." Conryu hugged her back and grinned. "How? We don't have access to email." "With actual pen and paper." She sniffed back tears. Conryu sent a pleading look at his father. He knew Mom was going to start crying, but he still wasn't comfortable with it. Dad gently guided Mom to one side and hugged Conryu. "Be sure to keep up your training. We'll see you at winter break. Good luck." "Thanks, Dad. Love you guys." He hustled through the door, ignoring the tightness in his throat. This was his first time away from his parents for an extended period, and while part of him was looking forward to it, another part was anxious. The fact that he was going to a completely unfamiliar environment didn't help. Mr. Kane spoke to his parents for a minute, then joined him in a damp, gloomy hallway. Water dripped from heavy iron pipes overhead, and spider webs crowded the corners above the door. All they needed was a guy in a rubber monster suit to complete the effect. "Ready to begin your adventure, my boy?" Mr. Kane patted him on the back, and they started up the passage. "If I say no, can I go to vocational school instead?" "No, sorry." He didn't sound sorry, but Conryu didn't comment. "I have some news about the people responsible for the attempts on your life. Good news, I hope." Mr. Kane looked away. Bad news, of course. Why did he even allow himself the illusion of something positive? Ever since that test, his life had been a series of catastrophes. Why should today be any different? "Don't keep me in suspense." The distant murmur of voices prompted Mr. Kane to stop. "We're pretty certain the LaFay Society is behind the Shadow Beast attack. Mercia is most likely a member. It's doubtful she could have managed everything on her own. It's also a dead certainty they have something bigger in mind. I have people working on it. You should know that the Society has a sorority branch at the Academy. I don't believe they'd be so brazen as to actually attempt to murder you, but keep your eyes open for dirty tricks and pranks, some of which may be dangerous. And frankly, just because I think it's unlikely they'll try something lethal, doesn't mean I'm right." Conryu shook his head, trying to process what Mr. Kane had said. "So I'm walking into a situation where I'll have to be on the lookout for pranks and potential murderers? This is the worst college ever. Not only do I have to study a subject I have no interest in, I also have to watch for assassins. Any other good news?" "Well, really, there's more." "Angus put in a request to serve as your advisor. He argued that as a man you'd need another man to talk to now and then. Since he's the world's foremost expert on male wizards and no one else spoke up, they agreed to let him make a weekly visit to the campus." "Seriously? I have to talk to the professor once a week too? I think I'd prefer to take my chances with the assassins. And how can someone be an expert on a subject that up until 2 months ago, the whole world believed was a fantasy?" Mr. Kane shrugged. "You don't have to talk to him if you don't want to. But one reason I didn't overrule Angus's request was because I thought he'd serve as a useful courier, should I need to pass you information, or vice versa. Anything written could potentially be compromised. So I'd appreciate it if you..."